Okay. Okay, so yes, I'm the captain for this team in Las Vegas, and I felt really blessed to have this team. I think the first thing that I told my group leader was like, wow, they're like the best team I've ever had. Yeah, so they're really amazing kids. Um, so the first thing that I want to talk about is why I did captaining. Yeah, so I was really, before GPA, I kind of was not so involved in the church. I didn't have any reason to believe in God, or I didn't think He existed. And True Parents were always just like a picture on my wall, and I was like, who are these Asian people? Like, I tell all my friends like, oh, these are my grandparents. I'm sure like a lot of people do that too. But yeah, and then GPA really changed my life. Or before coming, I had an experience that was really deep that actually led me to like start to believe in God, not just in God, but in the love that He has for us. And this was so moving to me that like I emailed my school like that week, my college, and I told them like, "Oh, I'm not coming. Like I'm going on a gap year program." And I decided to do another year because I experienced a lot before GPA that really made me doubt like God or True Parents, and I wanted to help any young person that's in this same situation to believe like there's hope and that God loves them and True Parents love them so much. So this is why I really wanted to captain, to help people to feel loved and to help them become happier too, because I became so much happier after like figuring everything out. Um, yeah, so in the beginning of this condition, similar to Ryuichi, I also was like struggling in my like trust in God or my faith in God. All the other GPA teams, they're in pairs, so there's like 2 teams per community. But then I heard I'm going to Las Vegas and like, oh, you're the only team going, by the way. And I was like, what? Like, I wanted to go with another captain, and I felt really scared, to be honest. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like be able to impact the community in the way that I want to, or I felt like, yeah, I felt a lack of trust in God, even though I've been working on it for so long. Even like having more experience as a captain has led me to do more things for my team. This condition, like cooking for them or like talking to them more and like spending more one-on-one time with them, where before I would be like freaking out over like planning fundraising area or planning morning service, like everything needs to be perfect. But I feel like this condition I really like let go, and I was like, you know what, like I can do my best, and the rest I should really invest into my team directly. But throughout this condition, something I kept thinking about was like how Jesus had a mission and he had full faith in God, but because of other people's responsibility, he wasn't able to fulfill his mission. And thinking about this really made me doubt and wonder like, you can have full faith in God, but it's still really dependent on our responsibility. So just this fact just started making me doubt like, oh, but like, can God really do anything? Like, if it still depends on us, people who aren't perfect, to do our responsibility. So I really wanted to just work on like surrendering. That's why I feel like this was the perfect community for me to come to, because everyone here is so surrendered and like so faithful. And even going to like Chuncheon, like everyone is like like so like so different from like the other communities I've been to. So I really felt like, wow, this is where I'm meant to be. Yeah. Yeah, and there's one Chonchimon testimony from, I think it was Miss Kathy, who was talking about her guest, and it was like an amazing, righteous person that she witnessed to, and she said his name like 1,000 times for 40 days, if that was the condition I remember, and then she said like on the last day he ended up texting her like, oh, we should meet up for something. And this inspired me so much. I was like, it's not that I like went out witnessing and then brought a guest in, but it made me see like, oh, actually, like if we do our responsibility, then God can really do the rest, or God can work miracles through anything. And that's also something that Tatu said to us when we were witnessing. He was like, yeah, by the way, we have a different style of witnessing. You kind of just tell people like, this is the only begotten daughter, and then tell them to come. And we were like, what? That's not how, not, I've never heard of that. And he said, like, True Mother said to do it, and if you unite with her, miracles can happen. And I was just thinking about that, like, oh, this is exactly what I needed to really solidify my faith. But I really felt like even though I was the only team here in Las Vegas, or like my team was the only team here, it never felt like we were alone because of our amazing leaders, Dr. Kim and Reverend Compton and Resfred and Hannah and Makiko-san and Jeffrey, and there's so many people that like impacted us and touched our hearts personally, and it really um, helped me to feel God's love and trust in Him that like I don't need to do everything alone. I can really rely on Him and people around me to create the best environment for my team to grow in. Yeah, and it was amazing seeing them grow and really have so much fun investing and taking care of the youth group. We really love those kids. Yeah, but that was our time here. We're so grateful to have spent these past 5 weeks here, and we're really excited and are really sad to leave. So thank you so much for all of your love and continued devotion and faith and everything. Yeah.